What's good, fam? We are witnessing the absolute peak of desperation right now because DJ Akademiks is out here trying to rewrite history to take away Kendrick Lamar's massive win. It is honestly embarrassing to watch a grown man work this hard to save a Canadian pop star who already took a definitive loss in front of the whole world. Akademiks is currently making the rounds with this wild claim that pgLang and TDE spent between $20,000 and $30,000 on every single clip just to pay off every influencer and blog during the battle. He wants the fans to believe that everyone vibing with Dot and clowning Drake was only doing it because of some secret cash being passed around behind the scenes. This matches the energy we saw when Drake's lawyers filed those desperate petitions against UMG to explain why Not Like Us became a worldwide hit while his own music was falling off. We are going to look at why this fake story about Kendrick buying his way to the top is just pure cope from people who cannot handle losing the culture war. The most hilarious part is that Akademiks acts like he found a conspiracy when the truth is just that fans like the songs more than anything Drake dropped. He tries to call this dominant moment a corporate heist while he ignores how the streets were blasting those records on every single block. Drake fans are searching for any reason to explain why the guy got handled. So this $30,000 story is the latest thing they are holding on to. Saying that pgLang and TDE had enough money to buy the whole internet is a joke because millions of people were talking about this beef for free. There is not enough money in the world to keep a song at #1 for weeks if the fans do not actually want to hear the record. The strategy Akademiks is describing might work for local rappers, but trying to apply it to a global star who already had all the momentum is a reach. This narrative is just a shield to protect Drake from the fact that his spot at the top of the charts was officially taken away. This sounds exactly like the failed strategy from the OVO camp when they claimed UMG used digital teams to sabotage Drake's career. None of those legal claims worked in front of lawyers, and they definitely do not work when you see how the fans reacted to the actual music. The whole foundation for this fantasy started on June 18 of 2024 when Akademiks brought an anonymous caller named Epic onto his live stream. This dude claimed to be a professional botter and started spinning a wild story about Kendrick's manager, Anthony Saleh, cutting checks to fix the charts. According to this epic guy, the pgLang team dropped money to inflate Kendrick's numbers by 30 million streams just to fake some momentum during the beef. It sounds like a movie plot meant to satisfy Drake fans who are reeling from those back-to-back disses. Spotify stepped in during July of 2024 and shut the whole thing down by confirming the streaming numbers were completely organic. Even with the world's biggest platform saying the plays were real, Akademiks refuses to let the dream die. He keeps pushing this digital team theory as if his anonymous caller is more credible than a multi-billion-dollar tech company. The allegations only surfaced once it was clear that Family Matters could not stop Kendrick's momentum. When Drake saw he couldn't win with actual bars, his biggest cheerleaders started trying to win with the conspiracy theories about bot farms and paid clicks. They want you to believe 30 million streams just appeared because someone hit a button, but they won't mention the sold-out shows or the song playing in every club. Akademiks is out here pushing a narrative that the data owners already proved was completely false. This caller never showed one single receipt or a bank statement to prove Saleh was involved, yet the OVO camp treats it like it came from the Bible. It is a classic move to distract people from the fact that Kendrick's strategy was just better on every single level. Instead of admitting Dot tapped into the actual culture, the OVO camp wants to act like it was just a digital trick. This happens when you live on the internet and forget how the real world actually functions. That momentum was real and those streams were earned, which is why the song is still winning awards and staying on the charts today. Spotify cleared Kendrick after using some of the most advanced bot detection systems on the planet. The timing of that caller was way too perfect to be anything other than a planned smear attempt. These claims only showed up when Drake was losing the public battle and needed to look like a victim of the industry. Akademiks is still talking about digital teams, even though every platform looked at the numbers and found nothing but real human beings listening. The only thing being manufactured is the fake outrage from the Drake camp because they can't handle that the crown has been taken. Dot didn't need a bot farm when the whole West Coast was screaming his lyrics back at him. This botting narrative is just a way to cope with the fact that Not Like Us is a better record than anything Drake has dropped in years. The fans were the ones doing those numbers, and no anonymous caller can change the reality of what happened on the charts. That $30,000 figure looks ridiculous because it maps perfectly onto Akademiks and his own history of getting paid for coverage. During a live stream on January 26th of 2026, the man actually told his audience that he accepted exactly $30,000 from Lil Baby's team to manipulate the conversation. He he confessed to pushing specific content while staying silent on other topics, and that makes his attempt to expose narrative control look completely fake. This confession destroys his credibility when he claims Kendrick's team is buying the internet. Critics believe he is just projecting his own shady business model onto the Kendrick camp to protect Drake's failing reputation in this conflict. It is wild to watch him frame the entire Dot era as something fabricated when he already confessed to taking bags to control what the public hears. Sitting in front of thousands of viewers and accusing Kendrick of using a digital team while you are the one selling your influence is the definition of nasty work. Since he already admitted to taking $30,000 to flip a narrative for one artist, nobody should take his analysis of this beef seriously. That man is basically describing his own daily routine and trying to pin that behavior on pgLang without providing any evidence at all. We are seeing a clear case of a man telling on himself while trying to discredit a winner who is actually moving on talent and merit. Fans see right through the hypocrisy because Kendrick pulled consistent numbers on every platform. The streamer tries to convince the world that organic success is dead in hip-hop because admitting the truth would mean acknowledging that his own voice is up for auction. Kendrick Lamar never needed to drop $30,000 on a streamer to show the world that Drake got cooked on every single track. The music did all the heavy lifting, and the way Akademiks keeps bringing up that specific amount proves he is just very comfortable with that number in his private deals. Before we see how Drake tried to take these botting claims to court only for the judge to shut him down, tell me what y'all think. Is Ak really out here taking bags to spin these narratives, or is he just that delusional? Let me know in the comments. No cap, and make sure you like and subscribe while you at it. Let's get back into it. While Akademiks stays busy spinning fairy tales on his stream, the actual legal system already looked at these exact botting claims and laughed them right out of the building. Drake used his own company called Frozen Moments Limited Liability Company to drag these desperate claims into a courtroom in late 2024, hoping he could prove a conspiracy. Those legal petitions were packed with allegations that Universal Music Group orchestrated a scheme to sabotage Drake through narrative manipulation and digital teams, but that bold move backfired. In October of 2025, a judge dismissed the entire defamation suit because there was a total lack of evidence regarding any of the alleged manipulation or botting. Even with all the resources of the OVO camp and their high-priced lawyers, they failed to find a single receipt to prove Kendrick had anything but real momentum. According to a report from The Source on March the 28th of 2026, Universal Music Group fired back at these legal maneuvers by calling them hypocritical and completely nonsensical. They pointed out that Drake was trying to sue the exact company that helped build his career simply because he could not handle being outperformed by another artist. If a federal judge found no proof of Kendrick using bot farms, then the testimony from that anonymous caller named Epic holds no weight at all. It's honestly pathetic to see these debunked theories being recycled on a live stream just to keep the Drake fans from facing the truth about this loss. The legal system requires actual proof and discovery, which is something the Drake camp could not provide because the conspiracy they are chasing simply does not exist. Universal Music Group even pointed out how Drake himself has benefited from the very systems he tried to attack in his failed lawsuit. This legal loss was a definitive blow to the narrative that Kendrick had an unfair advantage, and it proves the success of Not Like Us was a genuine cultural moment. Millions of actual human beings resonated with that song, which is why the numbers were so high. Akademiks can keep hosting callers all day long, but he cannot change the fact that a court of law found Drake's claims to be completely baseless. OVO did not have a secret plot to fight, but instead faced a total collapse of their defense in front of the entire music industry. Even though the dismissal of that lawsuit should have ended the conversation, some people are just too invested in the lie to let it go. Drake tried to use the legal system as a weapon for his ego, which ended up being one of the biggest losses of his career and proved he is desperate. Everything changed when Akademiks finally sat down with pgLang manager Anthony Saleh in Detroit on June 11th of 2024. During that meeting, Saleh was straight up and told him he needed to chill with the captions because his social media posts did not match the reality of what pgLang was doing. Saleh made it very clear that the company was not playing the messy games Akademiks was trying to push to his millions of followers. Even after they talked face to face, the rumors about a secret digital team kept spreading because the Drake camp had nothing else to lean on. On July 19th of 2025, TDE President Punch put things into perspective when he said that Drake fans simply cannot handle a loss. Punch pointed out that Akademiks would eventually have to answer for the disrespect he showed the culture just to make one artist look good. All those claims about a digital team are actually just a massive and organic fan base that the OVO side failed to reach because their message did not resonate. It is much easier for them to blame a bot farm than it is to admit they lost the pulse of the people who live and breathe this music every day. According to a report from The Source on April 10th of 2026, Akademiks is still out here attacking the entire state of hip-hop whenever Drake is not at the top of the charts. His bias shows that he does not care about the truth as much as he cares about keeping his favorite rapper relevant at any cost. This kind of behavior explains why his credibility has taken such a massive hit over the last few years. He tries to act like a neutral journalist while he simultaneously cries about the industry because Kendrick Lamar is the one holding the crown. Fans see through the smoke and mirrors, and they know the pgLang strategy was to move in silence and let the music do the talking. Drake and his supporters were the ones making all the noise on social media, but when the numbers came in, it was Kendrick who had the actual support of the culture. Kendrick winning 5 Grammy Awards for Not Like Us is the ultimate proof that the industry and the fans recognize the real cultural impact of his work. You cannot buy that kind of respect or fake that level of dominance with a $30,000 bag or anonymous callers on a live stream. The whole narrative about paid blogs and digital teams is just a way for Akademiks and Drake to explain away a massive loss that they still have not recovered from. Kendrick won this battle because the music was objectively better and he understood the moment better than anyone else in the game. The $30,000 story is a convenient lie for people who are too proud to admit they were outclassed on a global stage. Everything we are seeing looks like damage control, and it is failing because the receipts simply do not exist. Before we see how the rest of this legal drama plays out, I want to hear what you guys think about this whole situation. Tell me in the comments if you think Akademiks is just crashing out for Drake E because he cannot accept reality, no cap. While you are at it, like and subscribe to the channel for more of the realest hip-hop commentary. We are going to keep moving forward with the rest of this story.